Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody out there in YouTube and Facebook land. I don't know who's watching yet. It's straight up 8 o'clock. I don't have anybody in the chat yet, but I'm sure people will be coming. So, um, today we're going to talk about motivation and what gets us motivated. And hopefully, I'll have a good turnout because I know that people have struggled with this. I struggle with this. So I think this is going to be an excellent conversation to have to kind of talk about what motivates you. So hi Ann, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Hi Val, thanks for dropping in. And I was just saying hello to the YouTube people and the Facebook people that have not dropped in yet or may not drop in. They'll just watch because I have a lot of people that do that. And just talking about what the topic for tonight will be talking about motivation. And so I am going to wait for a few minutes as usual to see if we're going to get a few more people in before I start the show. And hi, Bill, how are you? I'm so glad you stopped in tonight because I stole an idea from you and I wanted to give you credit for it. I had planned to do that anyway if you had not stopped in, but I do remember uh, at one of the lives we were talking about Cheerio Magic and being able to use that as a liquid stabilizer. And I had not done that. So I decided to do it. And I have a video up. You may or may not have seen it where I did some dinner napkins. And I just wanted to give you credit for it because you were the one that gave me the idea about using it. So thank you so much, Bill. I do appreciate it. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Jenny. Thanks for stopping in. And thank you for the compliment on my blonde hair. I have gone back to my original natural look that I've worn for years and had not worn it this way since moving from Florida back in 2021. I had the bright idea that I was going to try to grow my dreads out because I no longer had my barber that cut my hair and colored my hair, and I was missing her. So instead of trying to find somebody else, I said, I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can do my dreads again. And that was an epic fail. They did semi lock, but they did not get the way that I wanted them to look. If anybody's seen the live that I did where I had all my old pictures and stuff up, I had a picture of me when my locks were down my back and all of that, and I didn't have the gray hair, so it was naturally dark brown and long and tight and pretty. And I wanted that look back, but that is long gone. That's not coming back. So I won't try that again. I'm going to stick with my look, which is, I can't say I'm a natural blonde, but I am a blonde. So this will be my look. And I did put up a poll asking everybody what they thought I should do. Go back, keep the dreads, go back to this look, or wear wigs. And nobody wanted me to wear a wig, even though the little blonde one I thought was cute. I have several other ones that I don't like, but the little blonde one I kind of liked. And going back to this, I guess was the obvious choice. So I did that. So and you said Turo Magic works great. It does. And Jenny, looking good, thank you. And Bill, thanks, but I've never used that Turo Magic. I just use heat away stabilizer on napkins. Well, you mentioned it, but look at my video. It does work. It definitely works. And hi, Becky. How are you? Thank you. I appreciate you liking this look. I like it too. I'm going to keep it. I don't think I'm going to stray from this. The next thing I have to do is actually find a barber because, believe it or not, didn't go to a barber. Just kind of uh, got it clipped off at home, shaped up just a little bit, and went on about my business. So I will be getting it professionally shaped up and everything at some point, and hopefully I can find someone. I do color my own hair, um, but a professional color usually has it a little bit more blonde, which I like, and that would be the look that I'm looking for. And Evelyn, you said you just finished watching a napkin video. Okay, well, good. So, what time is it? It's 8:05. I'm gonna give it maybe 4 or 5 more minutes, and then we'll dive right into the topic for tonight. And if you all, I'm sure you got the notification, so you know what it's about, how to keep yourself motivated. And I put the little picture on there of the lady with the dog. And I did that because when I had my sweet dear JoJo, which I had to put her to sleep a couple of years ago, just before I moved down here, broke my heart. I had her since birth, and she was 15. So I had her for 15 years. She was my one of my motivators. You know, she would push me to get up, walk her, feed her, play with her, love on her, do this, do that. You just couldn't sit around and do absolutely nothing and sulk for too long, because when you have a dog, a pet of any kind that really is in tune with you, they know your moods and they will motivate you. And she definitely was a motivator for me. And oh, what's the hooded sweat? Oh, what's the hooded sweat hood say? That's actually a jacket. It's not a hoodie. It's a jacket, and I've had it up before. You can't really see it that well because it's so far back. It is my, and I'll bring it up in a minute. It is my for my alumni. It is not glitter, rhinestone. It is MVSU. Love my HBCU is what it says. MVSU and the heart love my HBCU. So I'll get up and bring it up front in a few minutes, just before I start the talk, so everybody can see it. But I did this a while back, and did the logo. That's my mascot on the back. I got the logos on the front and all of that kind of stuff. And oh, my thumb. I don't know what that means. Did you hurt your thumb? Hopefully not. Hopefully not. You didn't hurt your thumb. But anyway, I let me see, what time is it. Okay, we got a nice crowd. So let me go ahead and hi, Alicia. How are you? Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. I don't know if I remember you or not, but if not, if you don't mind telling me where you're from. We kind of got a little group in here, and we kind of share where we're from and so forth and so on. So if you don't mind sharing, that's fine. If you don't want to, that's okay too. But anyway, so Anne, I think you said you mistyped or missed. I don't know if you are enjoying your libation or not. Okay, you're from Michigan. All right. And Bill, you say, I'm getting motivated to do a split design on the 1055X. Did your design line up on its own? Did your design line up on its own with the snowman, or do you suggest overlapping the stitches so it connects? It lines up on its own with the snowman. Now, when you split it, if you have embrilliance, I think you do. If you split it in embrilliance, then it's supposed to line up on its own with the snowman. Every once in a while, you do have to manipulate it a little bit, but you'll figure that out, because if it does not line up correctly 100%, your machine will let you know that it did not and will ask you to redo it. And sometimes they'll ask you to redo it multiple times, which gets on your nerve because it did not line up correctly. But it is supposed to line up correctly with the snowman if you split it in brilliance. Now, PE, brother PE, design software is supposed to be in sync and supposed to be able to do the split and all of that. And it should work even more seamlessly if you have that. I have it, I just have not used it. I've always used my Embrilliance and I've been pretty successful multiple times. But go ahead and give it a try, Bill. I know you'll be able to figure it out. And once you do, please let us know. Hi, Christian. How you doing? Um, and you're from. We got quite a few people in here from. Okay, you love Embrilliance, so go ahead and try your Embrilliance with it. Do this if you have enthusiasts. It will do the split design for the jumbo hoop. Embrilliance enthusiast will do the split design for the jumbo hoop, and I do show you how I do that on one of my on all of my videos, but I know the latest one that I did. So let me go ahead and show you my jacket, and then we're going to go ahead and get started with the uh, program. So she walks away. This is the jacket. Okay, yeah. So you can see it. MVSU, I love MVSU, love my HBCU. You over here. Can you see it? Trying to get, there it is. HBCU. And since I got it here, I'll just show you the front where I have the logos. I do not know why I'm getting this. I guess because I got the green in here. I forgot the green. But I have both of my school logos on the front. So that's my jacket for tonight. And also, uh, what is this? G is Boutique. Hi, are you? Thanks for stopping by. This is your first time. Yeah, I hadn't seen your name before, but we're a good group here, and I do appreciate you stopping by. It is greatly appreciated, and I hope you'll like all of us and have fun and join in the conversation. And what I wanted to do, one more thing, because I had a comment on my when I did the um, the latest video on the napkin using Terrio Magic. Someone wanted to know what it looked like after it was washed because you know the Terrio Magic makes it real stiff and everything, so you can embroider on it. But what does it look like once you wash it to get all of that Terrio Magic out? Does it remain hold his registration? So here is the napkin washed and ironed. So as you can see, it looks the same. It looks the same on the back. So they all came out wonderfully, the whole set. And they were done with just Terrio Magic. I didn't use any type of uh, fiber stabilizer. So the liquid stabilizer does work, especially now. I wouldn't recommend it for anything over and beyond something that is light, like a napkin, like a handkerchief, like a cotton dish towel, a tea towel, something along that line. I wouldn't go any further than that because I also use Terrio Magic, which is what I bought it for before doing this project because this is the first time I've ever done it with where I actually used it as a liquid stabilizer. I've always used it as a backing for my applique because I had, which I should have realized it would work, but that's how I was introduced to Terrio Magic to use the same way you use heating bond is to use it on your fabric for your applique and you do the exact same thing. You soak it, let it dry, you iron it, and then it gets stiff and you use it for your applique. And that's what I've always used it for. So that's another way of using Terrio Magic. So, and hi Marina, thanks for joining us. I am going to go ahead. Hi Marissa, how you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Let me go ahead and get started with the nice topic. And as usual, like I say, there's always something that happens or something that I hear or see or read about that sort of prompts me when I'm trying to come up with subjects for our live stream. And last week, one day last week, I believe it was in between Friday and Sunday. I can't remember um, exactly when it was. Some of you may know because people follow Eve just like I do. And Eve from the Baby Booty put out a live video, uh, not her regular Sunday night video. I know she occasionally does extraneous lives, impromptu lives. And it just happened to pop up on my notification that she had a live out because I'm one of her members. And she recorded this live about 2 o'clock in the morning, she said. And what prompted her was she had received an email from one of her viewers that touched her heart, and she was quite moved. And it appears that she was in a kind of a state of funk, pretty much. Um, and she wanted to talk about her experiences and what she's gone through over the 7 years of being a content creator on YouTube, and how difficult it is, and some of the trials and tribulations, the ups and the downs, the good times, the bad times, all of that, the benefit, the not so beneficial situation that occurs when you are a content creator, especially the content creator that does it as a side hustle, business, however you want to look at it. They do it for a purpose, as I do. And I was quite touched by it. I looked at the entire video, and she was saying some pretty somber things. Almost brought me to tears, really, to think about what she's gone through. Almost like a celebrity because she's been doing it for so long. She has so many followers, and people recognize her when she's out. And they come up, invade her privacy, want her to, some people are nice and sweet and understanding and so forth, and she doesn't really always mind um, being infringed upon. And then sometimes people are a little pushy and not respectful, and that is irritating. She gets good comments, bad comments. We all do. So it pulls you down. Now, for me, I've not been doing it long enough to be that melancholy, um, where the motivation thought process comes in is her speaking about, what you go through to make sure that you put good content up. I related to that 100% because that, and I've mentioned it before, can be quite difficult to stay motivated, to stay in the mood to get things up. And there are some days that I can't move. I can't move. I want to, but I can't. I can't. It's just nothing is coming. I can't think of a video to do. I can't think of a live to do, a subject to do. I puzzle my brain. I was like, what to talk about, what to do, what to present, what to do a video on, because I'm always thinking about my audience and what is going to be interesting and something beneficial and something people want to watch and what people would enjoy and all of that. And it can weigh on you. So my thing was, what do we as people, whether you are doing content creation, whether you're doing a business of any kind, be it embroidery, sublimation, crafting, HTV, anything, quilting, what you're crafting, staying motivated. How many of us have multiple projects just sitting there waiting to do, or projects we've started on and have not completed them? And one of the reasons being is we just not motivated to make that move. And what has us stuck? So that is why I decided to do this little short presentation so we can talk about it and share and even all of us add little tidbits and pearls and what have you to to help us all stay motivated, because that is a task in life, in our own jobs that we have. Um, those of us that are those of us that are still working outside of the home, getting up every day to get to go to work and deal with whatever your job may be, and if you're working in the office, dealing with the office politics and all of that. If you're working in a hospital, heaven knows I know what that is about. Dealing with all of that can wear you down. So what do we do to keep clarity, and what helps you? So the topic is what helps to stay motivated. And as I mentioned on the um, thumbnail that I put up, I had the lady with the little dog. And I just thought that that was so cute because that they depicted that as something that motivates you. And I think about, she's not on here yet, maybe she'll drop in, of Jeanette with Baroka Sewing and Craft. She has Mello, she has her dog. And I just love seeing him. And I know that he keeps her happy, keeps her motivated because he's always around. And I know that he pushes her, whether she realizes it or not, he does. Because my JoJo did as well. She pushed me. JoJo was always at my foot everywhere I went. When I'm in my embroidery room, she would be sitting right underneath the machine and or close by the machine, wherever she could fit in, that's where she was. But she was right there with me all the time. That was what she did. And I would have my conversation with her. If I made a mistake, she heard about it. If I did something good, she heard about it. If there was an issue, she heard about it. And if she needed to get up and go, then she made me get up and go. And so I wasn't stuck. I was constantly doing something. I got my exercise because you got to walk her. You got to feed her. You got to bathe her. You got to do all. You got to play with her. You got to love on her. You got to do all those stuff. So you're constantly doing something for somebody else or something else, and that does keep you happy, keeps you motivated. At least it did me, and I do miss her. And she was a motivator. So I only have this other slide, so don't worry, we're not going to have a slide presentation. But I just wanted to put up these, I think it's 10 of them, different things that we need to do to try to stay motivated. And I'll go through each one of them briefly um, as I'm talking. But set goals, make it a habit, plan for imperfections, get small goals, set small goals to build momentum, track your progress, reward yourself, practice gratitude, change your environment, remember why you are doing what you do, and most importantly of all, stay positive. So that's the process of how the experts say you can stay motivated. So let me go through them one by one. And the first one being set clear goals. Now, we all have heard this all of our lives. I'm pretty sure from high school up, you got to set a goal. You got to set a goal. And I know for myself, as a young woman, I had goals. Some of my goals were derailed, like it says, plan for imperfection, because they don't always go as you planned, and you have to set new goals. But my mother, before she died, I remember her telling me always to aim high. So whatever your goals are, you set those goals up. So you don't want them to be right here. You want them to be here where you have to strive to reach them. And that motivates you to do whatever you have to do. Because when I ended up not finishing high school as planned, not going to med school as planned, but always wanting to have a higher education, I set the goal in motion to achieve that. And that kept me motivated because everything I did, I pushed myself to get to the point where I could actually get into school. And then once I got into school, then new goals were set. And that was getting out of school in a timely manner because I had a family. And on top of that, I wanted to graduate with honors because that's what I was used to in high school, being an honor student. And of course, I wanted to maintain that reputation for myself of always, being an honor student. I didn't want to be a C student, a mediocre student. I wanted to be an honor student, A student. And so that again was my goal. And I pushed myself to achieve that. And I did with my first degree from my HBCU, my biology degree. And then when I went on to nursing school, I did the exact same thing. And I graduated with honors from my nursing school. That was my goal. And that's what I did. So it says having a clear goal can give you a sense of direction and purpose, whether it's getting a degree, landing a new job, or achieving a level of physical fitness. Setting a goal is a big step towards improving your life. Now, how does that relate to what we do on a day? Well, most of us on a daily basis that's working in our embroidery crafting arena. Um, if you have a project, you're making a quilt, you have to set a goal, a timeline, or something when you're going to complete this quilt. You can't just say, I'm going to make this quilt, and I don't know anything about quilting, so I don't know how that works, but I know you have all your patterns set up and you're going to make this diamond or star or whatever you call those things, and you have to have a goal putting all that stuff together and how many pieces you're going to have that's going to create the size quilt that you want. But you need a time frame. You can't just say, I'm going to make a quilt. When you're going to finish the quilt. You got to have a goal. Same thing about a project. If I have a project that, um, like a video, that's a project for me. I have to first of all decide what the video is going to be about. Then I want to make sure that I research that information so I have enough background information. So putting what I have read and what I know together, I can come up with a process of putting whatever, like napkins. How do you do it? How do other people do it? What have been done? Have I seen anybody do a napkin with Cheerio magic before? No, didn't see one, but not to say they haven't. I just didn't see a video, but I did see videos on doing napkins. So that's a little background right there. Then you say, okay, when I'm going to get this video done? You got to get the video done, hopefully in a set period of time, because you got to edit it. Then once you get it edited, you got to upload it to YouTube and then all of that stuff to get it posted. And you want to get it all posted the day that you do the video. That's the goal. So it's a process. And some people are lucky enough, especially if they have a small production company of some sort. And when I say production company, I mean like somebody to help them, not necessarily some employees, but if they have somebody that can help them do the editing or something like that, then it goes a lot quicker and they're able to make more than one video a day. So, or at least a video every day. I've done it. It's hard to do a video a day. I've done it once or twice, but it's a lot of work. But that's a goal that you set. So that's one thing that can keep you motivated is setting that goal. But you need to be realistic with the goal, and you need to set a target date, a target time frame of some kind. And then it also says resist the urge to give yourself more time than you'll need. Like, again, if I'm doing a video, I don't want to say, well, I'll do a video and I'll finish it in 3 or 4 days. It doesn't take 3 or 4 days to finish a video unless something happens. Your camera breaks or lights stay out, something. Usually it does not take 3 or 4 days to do a video. I can do a video in a day. I can shoot a video, edit a video, and upload a video in a day if I am consistent and put forth, get up in time and get myself together and move. I can do it. And that's the goal. That's your target time or target date. So you want to be realistic with that. The next thing they say is make it a habit. When you make working towards your goal a habit, it becomes an automatic conditioned response. And you no longer have to rely on so much, you don't have to rely so much on feeling motivated. That's like getting up every day and brushing your teeth and washing your face and taking a shower. That's a given. You don't have to think about that. Most people get up, brush their teeth, wash their face, take a shower. Most people. It's just a habit. That's what you do. Take a shower before you go to bed. Whichever whatever it is that you do for your hygiene, that becomes a habit and you do this. You do this. You don't think about it. You get up, get dressed, you go to work. That's something that you don't have to think about because you know this is what you have to do to survive. You have to get up and go to work. I don't feel good, whatever, doesn't matter. I gotta go to work. Becomes a habit and an expectation, and you begin to look forward to it. So it's something that you don't have to even think about. You just do it. And it says this could be as simple as setting aside time each day to work on your goal. And that is true. You can make working on your goal a habit. So number 3 is important. Plan for imperfection. It is important to understand that nobody is perfect, and there will be days when you might not be able to stick to your plan. Don't let this discourage you. Instead, accept it as part of the process and keep moving forward. It says it's great to aim for perfection, but it's also important to plan for the times when things don't go perfectly. And a perfect example is those of you that watch Jeanette, Baroque Sewing and Craft. She does her live on Friday. Now, we've been having bad weather, both Maryland, Virginia area, for a minute. You know, the hurricane coming up and sweeping over on the East Coast and what have you. And Friday, when it was time for her to do her live, the lights went out. And she didn't have power. I was so impressed. Jeanette went out in her car and used her iPhone, and she did her live in the dark. You could barely see her. You could hear her, but she did not want to not do her live. She said, I don't like missing my live. I like to, I make a commitment. This is a goal. And I wanted to do my live. So she did her live on camera in her car in the dark. Now, I didn't get a chance to watch the entire live because we were having weather issue over here too. But I was just so impressed. It gave me an idea of what to do in case that happens to me. So it was kind of like, wow, that was cool. That really motivated me to make an emergency plan in case that happens to me. And I'm sure other content creators probably said, wow, that's pretty cool. But things didn't go perfectly for her. But she had a plan. Now, I don't know if she had a plan ahead of time or it just came to her or whatever. But the point is, she did the next thing. and things weren't perfect, but she did not give up. So that kudos to her for that. I thought that was really, really cool. Really cool. So set small goals to build momentum. Sometimes it's the simplest things done well that work the best. Remember, you can't do everything at once. So basically, just you have the broad picture, but you have smaller goals. Just like getting a degree takes usually 4 years, but every semester, when even break it down smaller than that, every class you pass is one class behind you. You know how many hours you need to graduate to get that degree. And every time those hours dwindle down because you took that class, you passed that class, that's those 3 or 4 hours, 5 hours, whatever the credits are worth for that particular class is behind you. So you're chomping away at your goal bit by bit by bit. Then the next thing is you finish out that semester. There's one less semester that's behind you, on and on until the degree has been awarded, accomplished. You completed your goal, and that's small, you know, momentums there. Same thing with back to me in doing a video. Getting the idea is an accomplishment. Figuring out what I need to do, and then getting the camera and everything set up, the tripod set up, making sure the battery is charged, making sure I have the memory card in, and it works, and the sound mic and all of that stuff, all of that. There's been times when I was getting ready to do a video, and I had 3 batteries for my camera, and every one of them was dead. Now, how the heck did that happen? How, mm, was I not happy? That meant I had to wait. Imperfection. Didn't stop to go. I just waited until I had one ready, then I kept it rolling. But, you know, it's part of a momentum when it works. You grab your battery pack, it works, you stick it in your camera, and you're ready to shoot. Then you do your video. I look at my videos at chunks. I don't do a whole video and then look at it, because I've done that before and I didn't have anything, and I was not happy. So I'll do my intro and I'll look at it and say, okay, that looks good. Let me move on. Then I'll go ahead and do something else, and I might look at that, I might not, depends. But I try to make sure that I know everything is moving along the way it needs to before I spend a whole bunch of time doing something, and then I pull it up and look at it and ain't nothing there, because I've had that happen. I've had it happen where I've done a whole video and there was no sound. And I was like, well, I just be John Brown. But I was in the beginning when I was still learning and I didn't know how to do all the checks and balances. Now I do a lot better. I don't put myself in that position anymore. Even when I'm doing my editing, I used to edit everything and then save it. I lost some stuff. I stopped doing that. I start saving as I go. So you learn. But those are momentum. Those are little bitty goals that you achieve and achieve and achieve. And it keeps you motivated, because if you don't and it fails, it does kind of derail your goal. It kind of depresses you a little bit. So um, make sure you reward yourself. They even suggested little rewards about taking a break, a coffee break, or a soda break, or taking a walk break, or having a phone conversation with a friend break, something as a reward. I'm going to do XYZ for 2 hours, then I'm going to stop and I'm going to do this, or what have you. So those are goals that you can reward yourself, how you can reward yourself. It also says to change your environment. Sometimes a change of scenery can do wonders for your motivation. And that's true. You know, sometimes we can get stuck into our embroidery world, our little room here. I normally don't have my door shut. I do when I'm doing my live and everything, but normally I do have the door open so I don't feel so confined. But sometimes you can get stuck into your room or in your basement or wherever you do whatever you do, and you're so focused on what you're doing, it can get a little depressing, a little overwhelming, and you might just have to get up and walk out and take a walk outside or sit out on your deck, your porch, or whatever you got, get some sunshine or something, and refresh, and then come back and start again. That motivates you. You know, a lot of times you go out with a different scenery and you start having ideas that come. Jot them down. Keep a little pen and pad on your little favorite spots that where you go to drink your coffee or tea or whatever you do, um, and jot down ideas as they come. Or your phone. We have phones. We have memo pads on our phone. I put ideas in my memo sometimes. Something pops up because I can't remember. If I don't write it down, it's gone. So I have to put something down. But you'll be surprised when you get away from something, you get a little bit more clarity and things pop up in your head, and they turn out to be some pretty good ideas sometimes. And track your progress. Regularly reviewing your goals and progress can be a great motivator. See how far you've come can boost your self esteem and keep you motivated. That's how a lot of people that need to lose weight or want to lose weight, put it that way, stay motivated, especially when they see it's moving in the direction they wanted to move into. And you see those pounds coming off. You didn't have that cheesecake, you didn't eat that brownie, you didn't eat that donut, you had salad, you ate healthy, so forth and so on, and you lost a pound, 2 pounds, whatever. That motivates you to keep going. So, you know, tracking your progress. If you set a goal, you write it down, and they always suggest you write your goals down somewhere. Have a vision board, have something that you can visualize and concretely see. And once you look at that and you can scratch stuff off, you can scratch it off, you can scratch it off, mark it out, whatever, then you know I've accomplished this, I've accomplished that, and you keep rolling so you can see how well you're accomplishing your goal. That keeps you motivated. Um, Create a positive mindset. Positivity can be energizing and help you to motivate yourself. Try to maintain a positive outlook even when things get tough. Now, that is one of the hardest things for people to do is to stay positive when they see a lot of negative stuff happen. Things did not go your way. Your thread broke. You got a thread um, a nest, thread nest. The needle broke. You stitched the wrong color. You stitched your stuff together. I mean, you got all kinds of stuff going wrong. Just ticks you off. You sublimated your cup upside down. You got a big seam in the back. You took the HTV and it's crooked. I mean, all kinds of stuff that can happen. And you got this order and it's screwing it up. Yeah, it's hard to stay positive sometimes. Sometimes you just want to take it and throw it out the window. But you can't do that. It costs too much. So you got to take a deep breath, do a woosah, do the same thing you do at work when stuff happens at work that just pushes you to the brink of wanting to do something that not going to be beneficial to you. And I've had many days of that. That's why I'm retired. I got tired of it. You got to just take a woosah and think about why you're working. Okay, look, I got a bill to pay. I'm trying to pay this car off. I got a mortgage. I got kids in college. Whatever the situation is, you take a deep breath, you woosah, and you skip over it. I've even, and I've done this myself, where people have really ticked you off, and I had a real nasty email sent to me one. It's a perfect example. I mean, I had a nasty email sent to me by a colleague over some crap, and my first instinct was to respond with a nasty email back, and I sat there and I wrote that puppy out too. And then I stopped and thought about it. I said, okay, email trail. We gonna be not. This is not gonna be a good look. This is definitely not gonna be a good look for me. And she already put her mess in the atmosphere. I don't have to return that in kind. So I wrote that email and I deleted that email, and that was the end of that. But I got it out. And people suggest that, it's nothing wrong. Write it, get rid of it, keep on moving. You got to release that sometimes. But the point is, you have to find a way to get you back even keel and get your positivity back. And then you realize, okay, this person, first of all, is not my boss. Second of all, it's petty, it's stupid, whatever the situation is, so it's not that important. Second of most importantly, you don't sign my paycheck, so it's not that important. And then you move on, put a smile on your face, and keep going. Next time you see that person, you smile at them, and they looking at you like, "Why is she smiling at me when I just cursed her out?" So let me smile back because I look real stupid. So it's on them now. It's on them. But you kept the positivity, and it makes your day go better. You don't sit there with a headache and your chest uh, hurting, and the steam coming out your ears, and all of that kind of stuff that happens. So just stay positive. It says create a positive mindset, and positivity can be energizing. Yeah. Um, Practice gratitude. Now, I thought that was really, really, really eye opening, because as much as we may feel down in the dumps, no motivation, sad about whatever, depressed about whatever, unhappy about whatever, when we stop to think about what we really have. And I don't want to be like our parents used to be, at least mine. You know, you don't want this whatever with people over here starving to death and all that. I don't care about what they're doing over there. I'm caring about me right now. As a kid, that's what you think about. Like, I don't want to hear that. What they got to do with me not wanting to eat this fish? This fish is here. Take the fish and send it over there. They starving because I don't want. That's what you're thinking as a kid. But then you stop and think about reality, how blessed you are every day. We're sitting here in front of a phone, a computer, a TV, whatever it is that we use to look at our lives, our videos, whatever we use, our machines, and all of the money that we have spent for the things that we have that we use. There's gratitude there, because look, there's so many people that are so far worse off. And we have to be grateful for what we have. I named my machine Grateful, my 10-liter machine. My small machine is inspiration because it inspired me to move forward with embroidery. And then when I was able to get the 10-liter machine, because I didn't know I was going to be able to get this machine cost an arm and a leg. But when I was blessed to get it, I was quite grateful to get it. And so I named the machine Grateful, because I am. I'm very grateful to have it, and grateful for what I have. I try to put inspirational and aspirational quotes throughout my room. And I don't know if you can see it, but if you look back there on the wall where my thread is, back over here, you can see one sign says thankful, one says pray more, worry less, and the one at the top right here, pray, wait, trust. And then I also have a calendar that I have up that has inspirational messages, biblical messages on it. I try to have something inspirational, aspirational around me every day to remind me to be thankful, grateful for what I have. I have had more and I have had less. So my saying is the Lord give it and the Lord take it away. Blessed is the name of the Lord. And my mantra is, what is my mantra? I just left. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. And I believe that. I truly believe that. That it is. I'm a Christian, and that is my belief. And I know for a fact you're not going to always get what you want. You're not going to always get what you think you deserve. You're not going to always get whatever, what you pray for, because that may not be what is for you. And I'm not going to get into that. So, there's enough of that. But the thing is, just be grateful for what you have. And gratitude does help you stay motivated. Being grateful for what you have can create a positive mood and motivate you to achieve more. And that's the whole purpose of being grateful for what you have. Don't be a Debbie Downer about everything. I want this and I want that and I want this and I want that and I can't have it and I didn't get it and so forth and so on, but not looking around and seeing that what you do have and being thankful for that, because when the time comes, if that's for you, you will get that. And then remember your why. Always remind yourself why you started in the first place. This can give you the push you need when motivation wanes. Remember why. For me, why did I start this channel? I started my channel, and I want, YouTube says in 20, I say 21. But whenever it was, I started it. I wanted to share whatever knowledge that I had. I wanted to learn from the people that I spoke to. And I knew that if I did videos and things of how to do something, that I would be learning how to do it myself. So it was going to help me as much as helping the people that watch the video. And I've obviously, you can tell I don't have any problems talking to people. So that was not an issue. So I thought it would be kind of cool to do. And so that's why I started it. I wanted to share what I knew with people and I wanted to learn from people. Why did I start doing a live stream? Because I wanted to connect on a more personal level with the people that were watching my video. I enjoyed getting the comments and what have you from people. And I had learned about and read about live streaming, whatever. And I said it'd be kind of cool to actually do a live and communicate with people and people being able to communicate back with me, even though we don't um, actually see each other back and forth, but I see your comments. So I'm seeing you and I'm hearing from you. And so it makes me, I look forward to the lives because I enjoy communicating with all of you. And the last thing that I have on here is seek support. Don't hesitate to ask for help or seek support from family and friends. They can provide encouragement and help keep you motivated. Now, the only cautionary thing that I'm going to add to that is that seek help from people that do want to see you succeed. You don't need naysayers. You don't need people that are may be jealous or envious. You need someone that is really in your corner that is going to give you some positive motivation themselves. They're going to always be there for you to always root you on and provide support for you. If that be that ear for you to bounce ideas off of, or even talk about how hard your day was or whatever. And you don't need them to tell you how to fix it. You just need them to listen. Those are the kinds of people that you need. Someone that's going to be in your corner, whether it's family, friends, um, you guys. I am meeting more and more people from this live. I have talked to several of you on the phone. I enjoy that. I am open to meeting you guys. If you want to share your number with me, I will share my number with you. And I have no qualms talking to you guys. I am looking so forward to us, those of us that are going to be at the expo at the end of the month, so I can get a chance to meet you guys in person. I see you as my support system. I know I get comments and people saying how I have inspired them and how much they enjoy my video and stuff. That makes me feel good and it makes me feel like I'm doing something right. And that motivates me to keep going, to keep doing stuff right. So I like hearing from you guys. And, constructive criticism is welcome as well, because there is no such thing as perfection. We strive for it, but none of us are perfect. So I'm open for that as well. So the last statement is, remember, motivation is not a constant thing that is always there for you. It comes and it goes and it comes and it goes like the tide. But realize that while it may go away, it doesn't mean it won't come back. Just keep working towards your goals and it will come back again. So, with that being said, I hope that there has been something that you took away from that can keep you motivated to, or even just set goals. So, for what it is that you want to do, and then just work towards that. Um, being, I've had a couple of careers in my life, and I never thought that I was too old to start another one. And this one, when I started, um, never thought I was too old to start it either. So I'm that kind of person. As long as there's breath in me and my health and my mind is halfway there, I believe I can do whatever I put my mind to. And that's what I do. I put my mind to it and I go for it. And I have enjoyed this new wave that I have embarked on with my embroidery and with my YouTube content creation, um, with my videos and with my live stream. And I have enjoyed meeting you guys. So let me read and see some of the things that are in the comment. Carol Calkins, how are you? I don't think I've met you before, so thank you very much. And you said uh, five lifetime friends and I get together about once a year and we set individual goals and bounce ideas together to help us each reach those goals. We phone frequently to help us stay on track. And that is a gift. That's great. That is so good. That is that support system that I mentioned. And it's always good to have people in your corner that you can talk to and that can help motivate you. And G Gigas Boutique, um, you said that's really good. Someone to get together with and make goals, especially lifetime friends. I think because when I was in my teens, it's why I don't have them. Well, I don't have my I'm not close to the friends that I developed when I was in my teens and in high school. And when I say I'm not close, we don't get on the phone and chit chat with each other and all of that kind of stuff. We do keep up with each other on Facebook, and when we occasionally have the opportunity to see each other, like at school reunions and so forth and so on, we click right back together like we were in high school, like we haven't missed a beat. And I mean, we graduated from high school over 50 years ago, so that is a lot to be said, to have friends that you've had over 50 years. And even the friends that I do have contact with, I've known them over 30 years. So I'm one of these kind of people. If we are considered friends, there's a difference between a friend and an associate. But if we are truly friends, we're friends for life. And we don't have to see each other all the time. We don't even have to talk to each other all the time. But that bond is there and that support is there and it is always there. My best girlfriend lives in Kansas City. We've been friends over 30 years. We don't see each other all the time. We don't talk to each other all the time. But we're here in mind and spirit, and we're there for each other. And we will always be there for each other, whether we're, whenever we do physically see each other, no time has passed. We're the same age. We have some of the same background. Our kids, same age. I mean, when we met, it was so scary that we were so much alike. I mean, even when we're not even around each other and talking to each other, we realize that when we shop, we buy the same stuff. And we like, huh, girl, I got that. I got that too. It's so crazy. We're that much alike. But that's a true friend. That is a supporter. I support her. She supports me, and that lifetime friendship is extremely important. Extremely important. So kudos to anybody that has that type of relationship with people. And Marina, you said, for me, looking too far into the future or looking too far down the road gets into a situation where I can't accomplish much. Staying in the present, keeping it simple helps me. And that's good because when you say too far down the future, it depends on what you define as being too far. A goal could simply be, as I was saying, is just completing a project that may take a day or two, or if it's quilting, maybe a month or two. It's not like when we were young and going to college and so forth and so on, and we're looking at what you're going to do 4 or 5 years, 10 years. I remember the last, it was the last job I had, and I already knew I'm not going to be here for no long time because I'm almost 70 years old anyway, and I had already said I'm retiring at 70. So it was like, uh-huh. And the woman had the audacity to ask me what was my 5-year goal, my 10-year goal, and I wanted to look at her like, have you lost your mind? That's something you ask a young person. You don't look. I'm here to earn a paycheck until I stop working, whenever that is for me. But I'm not coming here trying to say, "Oh, I want to aspire to be into management and administration and this and that." And that. No, I don't want to do that. Been there, done that. That ain't what I'm looking for. Why are you asking me this dumb question? That's what I wanted to say so badly. But I had to play the little nice role and come up with all the starting to say something, come up with all the different answers and stuff that you're supposed to come up with. But I just thought that was just the craziest thing to be asking me that question. Long term goal. Come on, woman. My long term goal is to get my first paycheck. That's my long term goal right now. Because I had just moved from Virginia to Florida, and I needed a job. So my long term goal is to get employed and start making a check. That's it. Not looking at 4 or 5 years down the road. Don't play. Don't play. And good for you. Trisha, how are you? Hello, love. I would do a sewing project like a Halloween costume or bag to refresh so I'm ready to embroider again. Yeah, something fun. Yeah, break the monotony. And hi, Mary. Welcome. Good seeing you. Marina, you said squirrel moment. I just noticed that you went from plum. After posting the poll and speaking about it in your last video. Looks amazing on you, just in time for sewing and quilting. But yeah, I want to have my head together before I went. Oh, hey, Patricia, you say amen, pray more. Exactly. Hey, pray more. And gratefulness keeps you humble. It does. It does. It does. And Marina, you said, I'm so thankful you started and found your channel. Definitely provide the education in a positive community. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Leslie, how are you? Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. And Gigi, you said that reminds me of the saying, friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you know they are there. Exactly. Exactly. And that is the essence of a true friend. I remember a sad moment. My best girlfriend I was telling you about lost her only daughter several years ago. It's been almost 10 years ago now. But when it happened, her I'm like I always say I'm an honorary family member because I'm like she calls me sissy. We call each other sissy. We're like sisters and everything. Even with her mom looks at me like her daughter. Her brothers look at me like her sister. I mean, we're that close. And she has a big family. I don't. But anyway, when her daughter passed, her brother asked her when was I coming, not if I was coming. So he said, okay, when Shirley coming? It was just an automatic realization that she's coming. She's going to be here. There's not even a, are you available? Or can you come or whatever. And it wasn't so much, are you coming for the funeral? It is, when are you going to be here to support her? Because she knew that's what, when she called me to tell me, and of course she said, I need you. I said, no problem. I was on the plane next day. I was on the plane next day. And uh, I was there for a week before, a week after. So I was there with her for 2 weeks to make sure, to help her go through, to get up to the funeral and help her as much as I could past the funeral. But it was just, it was a given. It was an absolute given that this is what I would do. And the expectation, because that's what friends do. You are there for them regardless to whether, and I don't think we had seen each other. No, we hadn't seen each other in several years. We had not, because we took a trip with her daughter. It was a girls trip, and her daughter was there, and we took a trip. It was in 2013 or 14. I believe it was 2014, 2013. One of those, somewhere in there, in that time frame. We took a trip to New York, a girls trip to New York, and we went to see the Motown play on Broadway. And was there for several days, had a wonderful time and all that stuff. And then I think she passed maybe several months after, or maybe a year after that. I can't get it all together. But I know my girlfriend and I had not seen each other since the trip. And so that's how we do. And I have not seen her since 21 now. Last time we got together was in 2021, and before that it was in 19, just before the pandemic. So we don't see each other every year and all that stuff, and we don't even talk to each other. We don't talk to each other every week, but that glue is there. That glue is there. It's not even an if and or but. It's there. And I think that in itself is a good motivator too, because when you do have that support system, and you had that support system that would literally tell you get your butt up and do X, Y, Z, when you know that's what you need to do. Someone there that is going to push you and tell you you need to get up and do something, or whatever it is that, whatever it is that you're trying to do, and someone that is telling you to do that, and shake it off, do whatever it is you need to do, but get up and do whatever it is that's going to propel you in the direction that you want to go. And back to you, Marina, as far as long term stuff in the future, I don't do long term stuff in the future anymore because, I mean, the older you get, it's a little difficult to think about the 5 and 10 year goal situation. Sometimes it's not even realistic to think about the next year situation. Um, I ain't trying to go nowhere in no time soon, but you never know. But I do try to think about what it is I want to accomplish. Now, I don't say I'm going to accomplish X, Y, Z um, within this month or that month or so forth, unless I know I that it's realistic. I know what I want to accomplish. Now, I have procrastinated. I'm the procrastination queen. I might have to do a thing on that. I have always said I was going to do a vision board and the goal setting thing and put this big board up here for me to see all my visualization of the things that I want to do. And I have not done that. I I've gotten planners to write plans in, and I honestly have not done that either. I've started on it, but I have not completed it. I don't know why I haven't completed. I don't know the psychological reason why I haven't completed it, but I have. Um, and maybe I do need to spend time doing that to push me where I'm trying to get to because I really do want to um, accomplish some things and I want to accomplish them with my content creation. Um, and it does take a lot of work to get to that point. Growing your channel and growing my channel is a goal, and I do want to get to a certain level. I would love to be one of these people to get 100,000 subscribers. Is that a realistic goal? It could be. I mean, other people do it, so it's not something that is impossible to do. Will I do it? I can't say yes or no, but definitely it's something that I want to do. And maybe I need to change that statement from wanting to, I plan to do. Maybe that's what I need to do. But I do intend to start taking baby steps because right now I'm almost 1,300 subscribers. So my goal now is 2,000. I think that is a realistic goal to work towards, 2,000. And what I have said is that when I reach 2,000, I'm going to do a nice giveaway. When I reach 5,000, I'm going to do another giveaway and just move up the line that way. The more subscribers I have, the greater the giveaway will be. And but right now, my current goal is to get 2,000 subscribers. That's not difficult to do. I only need 800 more subscribers. Some people do that in a day, in a week. That has not been proven for me. Um, I don't know why. They there's all kinds of matrix and analytics and people with these websites, not websites, these channels telling you how to get this and how to get that, how to grow your this and how to grow your that and stuff like that. And I'm like, a lot of work, a lot of work. I don't know if I want to do all that kind of manipulation that they tell you to do. I just want to put good content out there that people enjoy, that people want to watch. And so my goal is to keep trying to figure out what those things are. That's why I do ask you guys, what do you want to hear? What do you want to see? What do you want me to do? Because my whole purpose of here is helping you guys doing stuff that you're interested in. And as long as I'm doing something that you're interested in, I believe that my channel will grow. So I just need to make sure that that's what I'm doing. But yeah, my goal is to grow. And like I said, right now I'm biting off small chunks right now. So my initial goal is to get to 2,000 subscribers. And as soon as I get to that 2,000, I'm going to have a celebration and we're going to have a giveaway and all of that kind of hoopla and hip hip parade and all that kind of stuff. And then move on to the next goal and to the next and to the next until I do reach the goal that I'm aspiring to. If I reach it, cool. If I don't reach it, then that was not meant for me to do. But I'm taking the little bitty bites at a time, little chunks, little chunks, little chunks. I'm not going stretching out way into the future and having these big goals that I had when I was a young woman, saying I wanted X, I want to make six figures and I want to own a home and I want this kind of car, which I never got. I want this, that, and the other, all the kind, I got everything but the car. I didn't get, I always wanted a Mercedes or a Jag, didn't get either one. So obviously that was not realistic. LP, thank you. You'll reach it. I hope so. I appreciate it. I appreciate the positive vibes. You guys give me the positive vibes and share my video and stuff. And those of you that have not subscribed, please do. And again, let me put this banner up here. I do need the likes. That is extremely important. Extremely important when you have when you're a content creator and you have videos and stuff. The thumbs up, you don't realize how important that is. The thumbs up does help. YouTube would look at how many people view your channel, how many people look at your videos, how many people give you a like and share, and based upon that they will push your video out for more people to be able to reach it and find it and see it. And that's what helps it to grow. That's why people ask you to subscribe. That's why people ask for the thumbs up. That's the whole purpose behind it. So definitely want those thumbs up. If you like the content, always give the thumbs up. Okay. Now, I had mentioned before last week on the live that I was going to make the announcement of our community name, what we gonna call ourselves. Hey, hey, hey. I had several suggestions and I pondered over those suggestions and tried to make up my mind which of those that I liked. Um, and I have to be honest, I have not selected any of those. And the reason for it is that all drum roll. It's not a drum roll yet. It's not a drum roll, Jenny. The reason did not choose any of those is because I think all of them or most of them had the word hoop in it. Uh, the hoop, Eve has her hoop group, and it made me feel like too much of a coincidence or copying of her, and I did not want that to uh, to occur. So, and LP, you're asking the question. You jumped the gun on that. Can we vote on it? What I had initially done was got in touch with the people that had joined that were members and asked them, because part of their perks, we do have conversations and different things that aren't necessarily what happens with all of you guys, because as you become members there are different levels of perks that is afforded to you. And so one of the perks was me reaching out to the members and asking them about what would they suggest for a name. So Like I said, I didn't choose either one of those. What I did do, I went to the AI, artificial intelligence from Bing, and I asked AI, and I got like 30, about 30, 35 suggestions. And out of all of the suggestions that the AI presented to me, I have chosen four. So, what we're going to do now, out of the four, and they're numbered one through four, I want all of you to look at the names and vote on which one that you like the best. And whichever, now I have my favorite, and I'm not going to tell you what it is. And it might overrule y'all, it may not. I ain't going to say. But I do have four that I have selected that I want you guys to look at and vote on and tell me which of the four that you like. So let me bring that up. So here are the four names that AI came up with that I liked. And it says pick just one out of the four names listed to call our community group. So just put in the comment either one, two, three, four, whichever one you like the best. And I will tally them up and I will see what one comes up. And if you don't like none of them, that's okay too. Okay. Well, keep going. Now, number one is called the Social Stitchers. So that's how you pronounce that, Social Stitcher. I just want to make sure that you guys know. Number one is Social Stitchers. Number two, Needle Navigators. Number three, Embroidery Explorers. Number four, Sew to Society. Okay, number one, I like Social Stitchers. I like all of these. That's why I put them up there. So, and hi, Joyce. I don't think I spoke to you tonight. And I hopefully I spoke to you, Carol. I'm not sure. So I'm just waiting to see how many people. You said four is like really like yours now. Well, we have quite a few people that are in here, and we have quite a few people that watch that may decide to vote, may pop in and just give us a vote. So I'm not going to say that number four is the winner quite yet. Marina says your husband, my husband says three. They're embroidery explorers. Okay. Mm. Is it Gigi? Gia's Boutique. I want to pronounce that correctly. You like one, the Social Stitches. And Marina's husband likes three. Everybody else likes four. And I was told today, well, it was recommended to me today, and I'm hard headed because I didn't go by the recommendation, not to use anything that had "so to" in it. And that was just a personal recommendation that was made. Betty, hi, how are you? The social stitchers. And that's number one. So far I have two for one for three, and a whole bunch of them for four. I will wait another what time? Another minute just to see if there's anybody else that's gonna hop in here that hasn't, because I got one or two people that weren't talking that did pop in to vote. So, like I said, I do know there are people that watch that don't come into the live to chat, and I just wanted to make sure. Leslie, you said, how about the social society? So that's three for number one. And I'll drink my wine while I'm waiting. A few more minutes. And I will tell you the one that I like the best. Well, I'll put my vote up once I think everybody's done because I don't want to influence anybody. Okay, Leslie, you said that's a combo of one and four without the soul to it. Now, which one is that? I'm confused. How about the the social society? I see what you're saying. One and combine one and four, make social society instead of social stitches. That's a good catch. Thanks for that suggestion, Leslie. Instead of social stitches, social society. I mean, yeah, social society. And George, she said you voted for, but you like three, the embroidery explorers. And Marina, you like Leslie's idea. Okay. See, that's why I didn't want to move too fast because I wanted you guys to have have a chance to look at it, think about it for a few seconds. Because trust and believe, I've been looking at this stuff and thinking about it for a minute. Because it's been about I would say a good 3, 4 weeks ago that I presented this in the first place and came up with some suggestions and stuff. And I molded around and stuff. And as I mentioned, the reason why I decided, because I had picked one. And the more I thought about it, I said, I don't want a hoop in it. Bills and social sound like Social Security, which means old people. I never thought about that. Now, you know, unfortunately or fortunately, when I get my analytics, they go through demographics, they go through age, they go through gender, they go through length of time, all kinds of stuff is on this graph. And when it comes down to age, they got a bunch of old people on here. And I was like, can I get some young people up in here? But you know, like mine. Who has the time, the energy, and oftentimes the money to do the crafting and stuff that we do, other than older people? Younger people tend to gravitate towards younger people, and those people, from what I've gathered, just looking at different videos, different channels and stuff, are really into the people that are doing a lot of business, like Angela Jasmina. She has over 200,000 subscribers now, and I venture to say that 90% of those subscribers are young women close to her age because they can relate to her. They're childbearing age, and she's had 3 kids since she's been on, so they can relate to that. They're young, married, childbearing people buying homes, trying to establish a business and stuff. So they're going to gravitate towards like-minded people, and that's just kind of how it goes. And so to your saying, Bill, that's funny though. Social sounds too much like so scary. That is funny. Leslie, it doesn't limit you to just embroidery, but can include other crafts if you branch out. Got you. Got you. And we do things other than. And Marina, age is just a number. I'm 30 on every birthday. Yeah. And Bill, sure, Angela sells baby clothes. Right. Because that's her audience. And she does very well. And Becky, yes, 1 in 4. We are old. Well, I'm old. The social society. that's, that's so funny to me. Social society sounds like social security. And Carol, I appreciate this mature channel. And what I have experienced is that um, the since I do know that more mature people watch my channel, a lot of you all tell me how I inspire them to do things that they thought they couldn't do, that they thought they were too old to do, to learn something new, to branch out in new uh, ventures and so forth and so on. And when I made my very first video, I think I can, and I probably boxed myself at that particular moment, didn't realize it. But I did mention about not being too old to venture out and try something new. And, don't think that you're too old to try something new. And with Evelyn, you sound old. I Maybe we need to be the old folks society. Oh, that's so Bill, that was a good one right there. Social sound like so uh, I had not thought I had that never did cross my mind because I was looking at the SCW. But social society sounds good. Uh, with not, as you said, not limiting ourselves to embroidery because we do other things and we do talk about other things. We talk about sublimation and rhinestones and HTV and quilting. So we don't just necessarily stick to embroidery, because of course we do other stuff. And Bill, not too old. I joined the senior bowling league. Old is just a number, and it's all in your head, in your body, in your back, in your hip, your knee. But you don't have to be old to have those aches and pains. That's true. But I just think that is. I'm not gonna forget that one. Social society sounds like social. Oh my goodness, that was a good one right there. That tickled me. I don't know if we need to take that one off or just jump to it and grab it. I don't know. You guys need to let me know what you think. So, okay, we've been bouncing this around for about 10 minutes now. So we have to make a decision. Now, of course, number 4, as we probably realized, had the most, which is the Soul to Society, which does pay homage to the name of the channel. Number 1 was the second one. and the social stitchers are social society. There was one vote for number three, the embroidery explorers. Now, my bill, I had to get a bowling ball bag that will hold two bowling balls so I can keep my wrist brace, shoes covered, and what have you. Yep, we're getting up there, whether we like it or not. But that's a grateful moment for me. I always tell people because I know people. I have relatives. I had a niece that passed away a year, going on 2 years now, because passed away in December of 21, I guess. 21, 22. Yeah. So a niece, my sister's daughter. So obviously she was younger than me, younger than my daughter. And so people don't always, and I mentioned to you by my girlfriend's daughter. She was in her 40s when she passed. So everybody doesn't make it to our age, you know. So Betty said we golden girl navigating stitches. Oh my goodness, we golden girl navigating. That's Well, we can't call ourselves girls because Bill is in here, and Bill comes quite frequently. And I did have on my analytics that I had a smidgen of the male gender. I don't know what the percentage was, but there was a percentage of male gender. So there are other people, other genders out here besides women that watch my channel. Not a lot, but there are other people that watch the channel. So I don't want anything that has any gender references to it because I don't want to scare anybody away. And I definitely don't want to scare any young people away. That is true. Because I did not think about social society. Oh, boy. I don't know who would pick up on that. Because I did not. That did not cross my mind. The social stitches, the social. So, my, before tonight, my choice was that number one, social stitches. That was my choice. So that would give what? 5 votes for number one vote for number three, and a whole lot of votes for number four. Look what I started with social society. Sometimes I feel like Blanche, and other days I feel like Sophie. Oh, what's the little fire? What's the firecracker's name? What's the lady that not Betty? Because she no, not Betty. What's the other lady's name? What's her character's name? The one that the little feist the hot mom, I guess is the best way to describe her. What is her name? I feel like Blanche sometimes and Sophia as well. But sometimes Rose. No, Rose was Rose there? Yes, Rose was that because Betty was the one. No, Betty White. No, Rose was Betty White. Was it Rose Betty White? I think Rose was Betty White. Blanche was the tall lady. I can't remember her real name. And Sophia played the grandmother. Black. Oh, what's her Blanche? I don't know. I haven't seen the Golden Girls in a while, so I'm forgetting it's four of them, and I can't remember who the little firecracker one was. The Soul Two Navigators. Social society could be our nickname. Um, so social, I like social society. I don't know why that's sticking with me for some reason. It's so to society or social society. I'm on the fence with that. I am on the fence with that for some reason, and I do not know why. That was not even a choice. Blanche was the hot mom. Okay, all right. So who was the tall lady that was Sophia's daughter? What was her name? Because Rose was the ditz. That's Betty White. Sophia was the older lady. Well, she wasn't actually. She was, I think, the youngest one in the group, but she played the grandmama. Or she, I don't know what the woman's name. I can't think of it. Dorothy. Thank you, Val. Dorothy. Yes, Maud. Her real name Pearl. Thank you, Pearl. Her real name is Maud, but her name in the thing was Dorothy. I couldn't think of that to save my neck. You can only see her as Maud. Golden Girl's the name of my goal setting friends. Okay, all righty then. Okay. Ah, my girlfriend and I fought getting old with tooth and nails. We refused to call ourselves old. I remember when we were turning 55, and we were still 54. We were in Florida, actually in Miamiville. We were down there, and we had just come off of a cruise, and we were spending time in Miami before we went back to Kansas City, is where she currently lives and where I lived when I met her. And we were going to the theater. I think we went to see King Kong Skull Mountain. I believe that's the movie we went to see. Is that movie that old? But I believe that's the movie we went to see. Anyway, whatever movie it was, we wanted to go see it. So we went up to the ticket thing, and we kept saying we're not over. But we were extremely proud to tell that young man that we were almost 55 and we wanted a senior citizen discount. So the only time that we even admitted to the fact that we were getting old is when it came down to getting a discount. Other than beyond that, he would not say we were old. So I remember I was sitting at her table one day. I had come to visit, and I had just turned 60 because I'm a July baby. She's a September baby. Her birthday's coming up, and she we were just chit chatting and talking, and she said something about me being 60 years old, and I turned around and snapped back at her and said, "I ain't no so and so 60 years old." And then I had to stop and think about it, and I'm like, "Well, heck, I am." We fought it. We fought it. And then another time I had put on there, I had texted her about something. I had said something about our age. And then she came back to me and told me she wasn't such and such an age and this, that, and the other and all that kind of stuff. And I said, sweetheart, we the same age. She had to stop and think about it. She said, you're right. I am. So we finally, I think when we hit, might have been 70, to be honest about it. When we finally hit that is when we finally sat down and agreed we were going to stop fighting and agreed that we were finally old. It was so funny. I said, I guess we need to quit fighting and go ahead and admit it. But we fought getting old. We fought being old too, and that identifying with the word old. And I, to this day, don't identify with the elderly. I do not like going to the hospital and they put down that it's elderly woman. That is an insult to me. I am sorry, but I don't care what I don't care what the numeral definition in the medical field for elderly is, because I don't know what that is, but it ain't me. I do not appreciate being called elderly. I just don't, because I don't see myself as being elderly. I do see myself being mature. I do see myself, and I don't even really be honest about see myself as an old lady. I'm gonna just be honest about it. Even though we did embrace on the fact that we have gotten old, don't call me no doggone old lady. Come on. I still open doors for old ladies. I I used to bend down and pick stuff up for old ladies too, but I don't do that no more because I can't do it with my back. But when I was still working in Virginia 3 years ago, and I was working in a senior citizen facility, and yeah, I'm opening doors, picking up stuff, doing all kinds of stuff for the elderly. I did not consider myself elderly. I did not consider myself old. Yeah, that ain't me. Once I got my new knee, I knew I was old. That's not necessarily true. My daughter needs a new knee, and she's my daughter, so she's a lot younger than me. You may feel that way because I've had two back surgeries, a neck surgery, and a hip surgery. So I'm the bionic woman, but I think you are as old as you think you are. I'm not going to say as old as you feel because there are days that I feel like I'm 95. But in my head, I still see myself as this young, vibrant woman that likes to have a good time and like to dance, like to enjoy herself. I still see that. I still know the songs and the dances and stuff that I used to do when I was a young woman. I still see myself that way. I don't see myself, I'm not a rocking chair person. I don't see myself that way. I never have and probably never will. I had not a grandmother, what, a aunt. My uncle, one of my uncles, first wife. We were at his birthday party, and naturally, she came with her children to his birthday. He was remarried, but the whole anyway. She was there. She was 80 something because she was a lot older than him. He was not 80. Um, she was in her 80s, and she was out there on that floor dancing up a storm. And I remember saying, I want to be like my Aunt Daisy when I get that age. And I meant that. When I get that age, I want to be just like her out there on that floor dancing up a storm. That's what I want to do. Because in my head, that's just how I think. That's just how I feel. Uh, Jenny, I hate to go, but I need to get up early tomorrow for work. This was awesome, an awesome topic. Thank you so much, Miss Shirley. Have a great week and looking forward to next week live. Bye, everyone. Good night, Jenny. Thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate you so much, and you have a good night, and I will talk to you next week. And Becky, is one thing being old and then another acting old. And that is true because biologically our clock may tell us that we are X amount of years in life, but it's up to you to decide to keep yourself young at heart and in spirit. And if you keep yourself young at heart and in spirit and in mind, because I don't miss that other job, but the job before then, I've always had people younger than me working. I always, because I started behind. I was late going to college, late getting out there with the work world and so forth and so on. So I've always worked around people a lot younger than me, and then I had my kids, my grandkids, and so forth and so on, which I guess is another thing that has kept me in a younger person's frame of mind. And I would always not so much keep up with them, but I try to keep up with the latest slang and whatever they're talking about and what this word means. And they would get tickled when I would know what they're talking about when they'll throw out a slang and stuff like that. And I knew exactly what it was they were talking about. Oh, Miss Shirley, you know what I mean? Yeah, I ain't dead. And it would always tickle me. It was funny, but I had the reference point. I had, like I said, I had grandkids, and I had, I had my kids, and I had my grandkids, and I'm around them, and I hear what they say, and if I don't know something, I'll ask, and so forth and so on. So I was able to keep up with what was going on, and I do read and listen to the news. I listen to entertainment stuff and all of that. So I do keep up to a degree, not on everything. I've never been a person with the rap music. When my kids did the rap, it drove me crazy. And this mess that they have out now is even worse than what my kids used to listen to. Because now I can listen to the rap that my kids listen to and halfway enjoy the beat versus this mess they got out now, which is absolutely disgusting. But it was funny, and it's kind of what people say about how I guess our parents didn't like our music. I didn't like my kids' music, but I did. I like my kids' music, and we kind of was a music family because they listened to my music because I listened to music all the time. I used to clean up on Saturday, and I'd have my LPs playing. People don't know what LPs are. I had my vinyl, my LP playing, and I would be cleaning up and listening to all of that stuff. And my kids, and they were kids then, grew up hearing that music. So when they got to be adults, they liked that music. And then them being teenagers around me playing their music, I started listening and hearing their music. So I'm not gonna say I necessarily like their music, but I appreciated the sound, the beat. Some of their music I did like. So it was a music family. When my oldest son, both of my boys are former Marines. My oldest son did Desert Storm. And when he was in Desert Storm, um, he wrote me and asked me to make him a tape and send it to him, put some music on it. And he told me specifically, he said, "Your music, Mom." So he wanted to hear my music, what he grew up on, that grew, that Motown sound, the Philly, all of that, the stacks, all of that stuff that I grew up listening to, that he grew up listening to my music. So, we kind of share because then when they were coming up, it was the rap with the salt and pepper and the LL Cool J's and the Kool Moe Dee and what Grandmaster Flash, all of that. I got all those CDs because I bought all those LPs because I bought them for them, and I listened to it with them. So we kind of have a mishmash in the kind of music that we like. And I remember listening to my parents' music, the Diana Washington and the Brooke Bittens and Nat King Cole and all of that stuff. Nancy Wilson. I listened to that because that's what my parents listened to. So a broad range of music. Um, Trisha, hi Trisha. Yeah, but our music wasn't just nasty like oh, that's it. Carrie said I did youth group work for 25 years. It took the world pandemic and turning 60 to get me to stop. Miss their energy. Yeah. It is something, it does help you to quote unquote stay young when you're around young people. It does, I think, help you a lot. But I agree with you, Trisha. The music is too. Uh, they have just lost their mind. They have just lost their mind because I think about, and I've had this conversation with several people before. At our age, I can still listen to the Temptation, the Four Tops, the Stylistics, the OJs. I can listen to what I grew up listening to now at my age. And I know my kids, they're not kids, they're adults, they all got AARP cards. They still can listen to their LL Cool J. The new edition is like our Michael Jackson and the Jackson Five. That's a new edition for my kids' age group, which I like New Edition. But they listen to their music. What are these poor kids going to listen to when they get to be our age? These kids that are listening to music now, the mess that's out here now, what are they going to listen to when they get to be our age? All that nasty, disgusting stuff that's out there on the in the airway. Who wants to listen to that mess? When they get to be 60, 70, 80 years old, what do they have to reminisce and look at, listen to? What do they have? It's horrible. It is horrible. Yeah. And Trisha, you say it's very graphic. It is. There's nothing left to the imagination. That's the thing. When you listen to Teddy Pendergrass telling you to turn off the light, you didn't need him to tell you what was going to happen with the lights off. You just didn't need all of that information. It was you just didn't need it. Now these people got to spell out everything. It's ridiculous. It's nothing left to the imagination at all. And Gigi, you said Phoebe Snow, Poetry Man. And good night, Marina. Have a good night. And Tricia, you said Diana Ross, Aretha Franklin, Patti LaBelle, um, yeah, Natalie Cole, Donna Summers, all these people that we listen to, all of the people. It's just sad. And okay, so what is funny, but what's funny is my girl said when they are cleaning their house, they listen to Simply Red and other artists that I listened to way back then. Yeah, because that's, yeah, Tina Turner. Exactly. Oh my goodness, don't even wake up Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on now. Come on. Earth, Wind, and Fire? Come on. Oh my goodness. That was that. Yes. Mm. The Way of the World. If you have not heard that CD, you have not heard music. You have not heard music. And I mean, it's just, yeah, all of those. Exactly. All of those. All of those. Smokey. Hey, hey, my boy Smoke. Stevie. Songs in the Key of Life. Hey, I'm telling you, all of that. All of that. And see, I have all of that music. I have all of that. I even love Prince. Prince Michael. Oh my, Michael was my boy. I cried at Michael. I wasn't at Michael's funeral, but it was televised. But I cried watching that funeral like that was my little boy, my little son, my brother, my cousin, somebody. I boo hoo. Ooh, I cried. It was a shame. I'm sitting up there watching TV and crying and carrying on. Oh boy, that was sad to me. Cause that was my boy. I'm telling you, I don't care. That was one of the most talented person that I have ever seen in my entire life, and have yet to see anybody any more talented than him since. And followed his career from ABC when he was just a Jackson 5 lead person, little bitty boy, all the way up to see the transition. And he went through all of his issues and what have you. That has nothing to do with his talent. Had nothing to do with his talent. That was one talented man, and I was so hurt, so sad, and so hurt. And Becky, you say you are old when your young co-workers have no clue who Freddie Fender is. And G, you say yes, Prince for sure. My sister was heads over here for Michael Jackson. Yeah, and yeah, that was a shame. But yeah, it is so many people. I remember we were doing um we had it when I worked in Virginia, we had a presentation we used to do. I can't even remember what they called it anymore, but it was a big staff meeting that they had once a month where the whole staff would come, and they told us about the what's going on and all of that kind of stuff, and every department had to sponsor that particular meeting, and you had to come up with clever stuff and everything. And I remember my manager wanted to use an Earth, Wind, and Fire song, and I'm trying to remember what the name of the song was. Cannot remember right now what it was she wanted to use. But anyway, the younger people in our group had no clue. They had never heard the song before, and it was like, really, Earth, Wind, and Fire. You've never heard this song? Very popular song. I cannot remember what the song was right now, but it was just it definitely made you feel old. But they were like, huh? What's that song? What you talking about? They had no clue. Becky said, I worked at a funeral home for over 20 years, and people would want old songs of services, and workers had no idea who they were. Yeah, yeah. I remember hearing on the news Barry Ban- Barry Manilow was performing somewhere, and he got so mad with one of the workers in the back. I don't know what she did, makeup. I don't know what she did, but she had no clue who he was. He didn't know Barry Manilow. She didn't know who he was. He was hot. He said he was hot because the lady didn't have a clue who he was. Leslie, the Four Top, Sugar Pie, Honey Bunch, the Whispers, Harold Melvin, the Blue Nose, Barry White, Barry White. See, all of that, all of that. And I got the LPs, I got the 45s, I got the CDs. I still have some 8 tracks and some cassettes. Yeah, 'cause my music goes way, 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 way back, way back. Because I think I started collecting. I didn't start young, young. I started listening to music young, young, obviously with my parents and everything. And we had a store, so we had a jukebox. Those of you know what a jukebox is in our store. So we had all the music, Chubby Checker, Elvis Presley. We had all of the music, 45 records on the jukebox, and people put the nickel in there and play the record and what have you and stuff. And we danced and did the twist and all of that stuff. And but I wasn't collecting music because we didn't have to because we had a jukebox. My parents had the LPs with the Diana Washington and all of those people. But once I got older and was on my own, I started collecting music stuff and I started off with Michael Jackson, the Jackson Five, basically. I believe the Jackson Five was the first 40 ABC or whatever it was. I think that was the first uh, 45 that I ever bought. And as money and time permitted, I collected and collected and collected, and I absolutely refuse to get rid of my record collection. I absolutely refuse to get rid of my albums and my 45s. I don't have hundreds of them, but I have a decent collection of them, and I'm not gonna get rid of them. Somebody get rid of them when I die, but as long as I'm living, I'm not getting rid of them. And I got something to play them on, so I'm not gonna get rid of them. And Leslie, let's do a Soul Train line, honey. Every party that I go to, we do a Soul Train line. Every party. If I'm giving it, my girlfriend giving it, we being invited somewhere, we go to a wedding, whatever. It's a soul, just like people do the line dance now with all the different, you go to a wedding, you're gonna do the electric slide, the bus stop, the whatever the new line dances and stuff that they do, the cha cha slide and the all of that stuff. Tell my age. I don't know the names of the new ones. I've seen them. I just don't know names of them. But anyway, um, that Soul Train, you're not getting out the building without a Soul Train. You're not getting out the building without a Soul Train. We got to do the Soul Train. Come on now. We grew up doing the Soul Train line. Shoot. It ain't a party if you haven't done the Soul Train. Because some people, well, now people that do the line dances, people get up and dance. But before line dance became as popular as they are now, like people do line dances all the time now. It used to be a time that if you didn't have a date or you didn't have a partner of some kind, a lot of women didn't get a chance to dance because it wasn't enough dudes there to dance with everybody. So the only time they got a chance to really get up and do their thing, unless they dance with another lady, which we do all the time, was a Soul Train line. You had to get up and do the Soul Train line so you can get up there and at least join the party. Now it's a line dance. People get up and do the line dance to join the party. But the dances that they do now, these young kids, I call them exercise. They don't they jumping up and whatever. Not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea. But yeah, going down memory lane is fun. Um, you're only as old as you allow yourself to feel or think. Keep yourself young. Keep yourself motivated. That's another way of staying motivated, is staying young. Up here. Don't ever think you're too old. Don't ever think you are too old. My motto for my channel, and it's on my page, is you're never too old. No, it's never too late to succeed. I didn't want to put the word old on there, so that's why I didn't do that. But it's never too late to succeed. And that's what I mean, is that as long as you got breath in your body and a sound mind, you can accomplish your goal. And you can have fun. And you can stay as young as you choose to be. It's just a matter of wanting to. And not letting life, because life be lifing, as they say. Life is hard. Life is hard and then you die. That's just it. Nobody comes into this world. I don't care how broke you are, how rich you are. Nobody comes into this life and have a perfect, smooth, wonderful life from beginning to end. That's just not possible. Nobody does that. Rich people have just as many heartaches and headaches and problems. Their problems are bigger than people that ain't got no money because they trying to figure out a way to keep their money. And people trying to get the money away from them and all that kind of craziness. So, uh, aspiring to be rich is okay if that's your aspiration, but don't think that's gonna make you happier. It's gonna make your life. It may make your life better. I'm not gonna say it won't, but not necessarily easier when it comes down to the issues of life in general, because you are always going to have trials and tribulations. You're going to have ups and downs. You're going to have there's going to be problems in your life, because that's just all part of living. As I said, life is hard, then you die. That is it. No way around it. So you just have to be grateful for what you have. You have to be motivated to move forward for whatever goal you have in mind. You must set goals. Because if you don't have a goal, if you don't know where you're going, then you don't know when you get there. How can you? If you don't know where you're going, you don't know when you get there. So you have to have a goal. You have to have a purpose. You have to have something that you're striving for every day in order to accomplish or have some semblance of purpose or feel like you have some semblance of purpose. That's why so many people become depressed and unhappy because they don't see what their purpose is because they haven't set goals. They just have lived, breathe. They're just breathing. They're not living. They're just breathing. So, it's been a couple hours now. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off, but I just want to leave that as a thought to think about and remember that we want to be goal minded, goal setters, motivators, movers and shakers, all of that stuff that keeps us going since we have. Oh, I never did tell y'all what the name of the thing gonna be. I think that we should be called the social society. I like that. I do like that. Social society. I like so to society as well. So, according to Bill, he thinks that the social society is too close to social security. I can't get that out of my mind. I cannot get that out of my mind. That is too funny. Too funny. So, social society or so to society. I'm gonna sleep on it. It's gonna be one of the two. Let me sleep on it. It's either gonna be social, SEWCIAL, society, or so to society. I'm gonna sleep on it. When I get up in the morning, I will have the answer, and I'm going to put that in the community page tomorrow what our name is, but it's going to be one of those two. And thank you, Leslie, for giving that suggestion because I do like social society better than social stitchers, even though that was my first choice, social stitchers. I like that. But I do like the fact that social society opens up for more crafting. And Bill, I do appreciate you saying social society sounds like social security. Yeah, that's too freaking funny for me. I ain't gonna forget that one. And Gigi, I told my husband when I had my uh, surprise on live with my birthday cake. What did you say? I told my husband when you had your surprise on your live with your birthday cake for your 70. Yeah. Uh, I I I was celebrating being 70 years old. And the Lord blessed me to see that because my mom died at 39, 35, 35. My mom was 35 when she passed away. So a lot of people. I lived twice as long as she did at that time, and now even longer than that. And so I know firsthand that longevity is a blessing because everybody's not blessed with it. And to celebrate it, I have absolutely no qualms in my telling my age because I think it's a blessing to be that age. So, Becky, you're saying good night and sound like the new name. What is it? To good night and something like the new name to good info. Thank you very much. But I'm going to put on the community page tomorrow what our name is, and it's between Social Society or So To Society, one of those two. I will let you know after I sleep on it what it's going to be, and then going forward, that will be our name, and that's what we will call ourselves. Hey, okay, well, everybody, I'm going to go ahead and shut down. And good night to everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week. And you guys take care. I hope many blessings for everybody. And I will be talking to you soon. Don't forget the thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, the thumbs up. Thank you. Thumbs up. And have a good night. Bye bye.